All right. Guess we live now. Let's get started. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream of the Working Man Podcast. Thank you. If you're still here, All right. I had to come back and do another live stream. I'm going to try to start doing these at least once a week. All right. Live streams is where the money is at. And to get a bigger audience and a bigger community, I got to break out doing the pre-recorded videos every day, you know what I'm saying? I think I've got a pretty consistent schedule with that, but I want to start dipping in live streams, not only because I want to build a bigger community, but, well, want the super chats too. And, people are going to watch this pre-recorded, so I get the AdSense off of that. Luckily, I'm still monetized, knock on wood. But other than that, I would like to start doing live streams at least once a week. And I promise, if you're watching this, that I'm going to start actually making members only content, because I want to provide more content to people that, I want to get some more of that money. Okay. But to be honest with you, and there's other stuff I want to talk about that, might not be safe for work for the public and things like that. So that's my promise to you. If you're watching this, you're watching the replay, more live streams, and start doing actually members only content that people will, of course, purchase. All right. Now, with all that being said, Corey Holcomb went back on his 5150 show, and he went in even harder on Anton Daniels.
Yeah, bitch.
Now, some of y'all would say it's warranted. Some of y'all would say it was a low blow. I do want your opinion on that, and if you would please vote in the poll if you think that he went overboard or he didn't. Let me know down in the comment section. All right. But other than that, and if we get time, I want to go into this Pearl debate, because I am getting tired of listening to Pearl. All right. Now, of course, when she first started on YouTube, there was a white girl, and of course, most of y'all probably don't remember, or maybe you do, when she was doing that, white girl reacts thing, and she was reacting to music videos, and that's part of how she got popular, or how she went viral. And I think a couple rappers actually reacted to her, white girl reactions videos, and that got her on the Fresh and Fit show as a panelist with all the other, 3 or 4s on there. And then after that, she does a consultation with Kevin Samuels. She starts the panel show, and of course, she's in the UK, and she's using all of the other
ninjas
in the UK. She's using all the ninjas in the UK to boost her popularity. She has all these people on her show, and she starts getting agitated, and people like Brittany Renner and everybody else on her show. She gets popular. Then she pivots to conservatism, start doing that when the red pill money runs dry, and now she's back on the RP again. And now she's on Twitter making all these cringeworthy opinions. And she went on a debate with Anna Kasparian, and she got dusted.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
So I want to cover that too, by the way. And then down the line, maybe in a few days, I want to talk about this whole thing with Drewski too, that whole church skit, because that's some hypocrisy that's next level. But anyway, to contribute to the channel, okay, hit the Cash App. It's pinned to the top of the comment section. All right, $ Mr. Normie, of course. Join the members only. Hit that join button down below. There's a Ko-Fi link down below as well. Let's say Cash App there. Of course, Super Chat. All those good things, okay? So before I get into the Corey Holcomb video, I would like to talk about Anton Daniels, right? Now, Anton Daniels started playing, well, how can I put this? Anton Daniels is not a street dude, okay? He's an intellectual of sorts. He does his, pre-recorded content on Anton Daniels' channel. He does relationship stuff. He got After Hours. He's got Room 9. He's got the Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. All these things, right? He's become very popular YouTuber, millions of subscribers and followers over multiple platforms. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, he went down in the mud with Corey Holcomb. And this is where he should have stayed out of personally, okay? Anton Daniels is not a street dude. And Corey Holcomb roped this guy into, a disagreement of words or things like that. Of course, if y'all remember, Corey Holcomb says, "You kissing the ass of the white man." All right? Now, at that point, Anton Daniels had a choice to continue on intellectually and let that ride, or get down in the mud with Corey Holcomb. So he says, "You duck sick, blah, blah, blah." And now Corey Holcomb can just unload on this guy. Pause. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, Anton, you're a conservative, you're intellectual dude, right? Now, let me see here. I want y'all to remember, if this is the same Anton that was talking, right? Check this out. Where's this? Remember this guy right here? Remember this Anton Daniels during the election that was all over Fox News, and he was talking to Laura Ingraham about, the whole conservative movement and Republicans and, the black community and all this kind of stuff, right? This was Anton Daniels too, okay? With the button up with the 80 on there, looking nice and, debonair, like a smart man, okay? And don't get me wrong, I agree with lots of that Anton Daniels said. What I don't agree with is that he went down to the same level that Corey Holcomb did. And that's where he made a mistake, okay? This is the same guy right here. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to play the clip, but I'm just using this as an example about how the kind of guy Anton Daniels is. You've been on Fox News multiple times. You've been on other conservative platforms. You're known not just on YouTube, but on national media. So why would you, get down in the mud with Corey Holcomb? But this isn't Anton Daniels' first time talking greasy about, someone, okay? I don't know if I can find this clip. Let me pull this up real quick, because some of y'all might remember this too, okay? Let me pull this up real quick. Where is it? How many of y'all remember this clip right here? Huh? Does anybody remember this? Now, in this clip right here, there's another YouTube personality. I want to give this man his respect, because I watched this guy too. There's a man in YouTube. He's in the RP space, even though he might not claim it no more, okay? The man that Anton was beefing with in this clip was none other than Minister Japp. Now, Mr. Japp has a problem with Anton Daniels because he thinks that Anton Daniels is closet zesty. He's in the RP, he stands on manhood, but people have a problem with him because he interviewed Felice Johnson. And Felice Johnson tried Anton Daniels several times. Now, Anton Daniels is in the RP and all this kind of stuff. He's also an entertainer of sorts. So he went for the bag to interview Felice Johnson when he got out of prison. All right. I think Anton Daniels was the first guy to interview him, if not one of the first to interview Felice Johnson. And he's had Felice Johnson on there a couple of times, I believe, on his show. And Anton Daniels was talking real greasy about Mr. Jab, and to be fair, Mr. Jab was talking greasy about him too, all right? So there's that. But let me see if I can play you a clip of how greasy Anton Daniels was talking. I think this clip right here is from Friezo. I want to give him his credit, right? I'm going to play a little clip from here and let y'all listen to what Anton was talking about. Let me put my fair use banner up. Let's see if I can catch a little bit of what he said here. Let's see.
Because Felice got me bags. Shout out to Felice Johnson. I don't even play caring. You cannot care about what other people think as a man. Let me give y'all a life lesson. Let me give you a life lesson. Let me first say this. Just a random ass noise. Shout out to Felice. You know why? Because Felice got me bags. 1,000. And I'm going to do another motherfucking Felice interview. You know why? Because that's my motherfucking dog. Shout out to Felice Johnson. Because he about business. Felice realer than a lot of y'all. Let me tell you something.
See, here's about to start shading Mr. Jap here, I think, right here.
Felice Johnson is realer than a lot of these dudes.
Oh, and by the way, don't worry about what's in the cup because it's not just juice, all right?
That's out here in these streets. Listen, that's on my mama, on everything. That's how much I don't have no love for these dudes out here. That's how much I think that a lot of these dudes is gossip girls. That's how much I think that a lot of these dudes is leaning into their femininity. Felice Johnson, the booty warrior, is realer than a lot of these dudes that's pretending like they real dudes in real life. Have y'all ever?
And by the way, him saying all this, him going on this rant, this is where people like Mr. Jap and other people on YouTube, on Black YouTube, right, had a problem with Anton because he's saying that a Zesty Ninja, a certified Zesty Ninja, has been zesty for quite a long time, for decades, all right? Y'all remember the Felice Johnson clip, right? I like you and I want you. You know what I'm saying? We can do this the easy way, the hard way, the choice is yours. I was just funny, by the way. Y'all remember the Boondock skit too, right? That was a direct, copy of Felice Johnson. Anton Daniels says that Felice is more of a real nigga. There's half you niggas in the streets.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, y'all tell me.
Have y'all ever really started to think about why a lot of these people is still in the position that they in today? Have y'all thought about that? Have y'all thought about why a lot of people can't grow or they hit a ceiling and they stay in that same place 100% of the time? You know why Felice is realer? You know why Felice is realer than a lot of these dudes? And why I actually respect them? Is because Felice is not afraid to be 100% honest with who he is. That's why he realer than a lot of y'all. See, when you step into the room with a dude like that, you know exactly what you're getting. It ain't no misunderstanding. Like he gonna check in. He gonna literally say exactly what he about before you ever sit down and put the camera in front of him, right? And so what he do is he stand on business and he said, "Listen, yo, time, can I be 100% real, or do you want me to be something different?" I say, "Yo, fam, be 100% what you are, and we just gonna figure that shit out as we go." And so one of the things that I didn't do was I didn't edit the video. I didn't take nothing out of context. I aired it 100%. And when they hit me back up and they said, "Anton, you got an agenda, you got an objective of what it is that you wanted to show to the people." You know why? Because I don't give a fuck about what nobody else say. The only thing I care about is what I think makes sense in order to emphasize it or implement it to the other thing. And so what you see a lot of these other dudes is doing out here in these streets is they pivoting and they posturing. That's why a lot of these women can't get up under y'all as real dudes. You know why? Because you pretending.
Now, I won't go any further with this right here, okay? Anton Daniels is subliminally talking about Miss Jap and really anybody else that had a problem with his interview with Felice Johnson, okay? So there's that. Now, with all that being said, he went into the political realm for a while because of his position on the black community, which some things I agree, some things I don't. By the way, it's 11,000 people in the box, all right? Hit that like button, of course. Start donating if you in here and you feel it on your heart, all right? Because your boy is broke out and I need that paper, all right? But anyway, he goes into the political realm. He goes to talk about, the election, the Kamala Harris and all those kind of things, which was a hot topic then, okay? And then after the election, he goes back into his channel and he starts doing the relationship stuff, the RP stuff, and it blows up. He has a good format. He like his thumbnails, the way he does his videos. Yeah, it popped off, man. Now he's got over 1 million subscribers. He's got the Anton Daniels channel. He's got the Millionaire Morning Show. He's got Room 9. He also is on various podcasts and relationship panels and things like that. He still talks about politics from time to time on other channels. Great, okay? But then he goes on the Corey Holcomb show. And I showed y'all earlier in my last live stream what happened on the show, okay? So we're not going to rehash that. We know what was said. We know how it went down. Anton left. Since Anton left the show, he has been on several other panels talking about this beef. He was on with Jason Whitlock and several other people talking crazy and greasy about Corey Holcomb, right? Now, like I said before, Anton Daniels could have took the high road on this and say, you know what? No, I have my position. I'm still going to stay at my level and talk about it and describe it how I like, even though he says I'm kissing white man's ass. I'm still going to talk about how I would normally talk about it, not get down into the street mess and get greasy with Corey Holcomb, right? But he did that. Again, that was a mistake in my opinion. Even though I think these brothers can still both have their opinions and still be respectful. And in my opinion, both these guys started, they didn't like each other from the jump. You guys see how these guys are looking at each other, how they're interacting, how they're talking to each other. The respect wasn't there from the get-go. And it was just, the conversation just degraded further and further and further down until the words got said. And then the blow up. And then they tried to squash it and piece up. And then it went back down because they really had to let it go anyway. And because they don't respect each other. I get it. And so what happened. And then the Mika thing, because at the end, Corey said that he was with somebody who wasn't his wife and, get the B out of here, and you're going to ask this B to be on my show. I did a video the other day where Mika spoke out about it, where she said that, I guess Corey, maybe Anton, said that she was going to be on the show, and then come to find out, not only was she not on the show, but she couldn't even be on camera. And so that was a big thing. And now we're talking about how Anton is maybe cheating on his wife. Matter of fact, let me pull up the IG, because there's posts on there talking about how this guy is, he's cheating on his wife and all this kind of stuff. I mean, there are posts all out there. Let me see if I can pull one of these posts up where they were like, yo, Anton Daniels is a alleged side chick. I was like, oh man, okay. And again, could be, could not. I don't know. None of my business. But let's pull this up right here. This is from a man supporting men on Instagram. Okay. Says Anton Daniels' alleged side chick, Mika, looks better than his wife.
Bitch, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no fucking way.
Now, in my opinion, a lot of people have probably seen Anton Daniels with this woman several times. Nobody said anything. Now, at the top is Anton Daniels' wife. Much respect. At the bottom is him and Mika. I don't know if these two are cheating on each other. I don't know if Anton Daniels is cheating on each other or not. I'm not going to say anything about how his wife looks under or over Mika. All right. But I would say that this whole brouhaha has brought this to light. Now, Anton Daniels has several fires to put out. The thing was with his wife and Mika, the thing about the beef. And now we have Corey Holcomb bringing his family into the mix. Okay? So there's that. Everybody thinks that Anton Daniels cheated on his wife now, and he's a sucker because he left the podcast. Or if you're on, or if you're on Anton Daniels' side, you say, you know what, Corey Holcomb was disrespectful too, and now he's crossed the line with what he did on his show last night. Okay, so man, it's good. So now we're gonna go to Corey Holcomb's video, and we're going to watch and listen to what Corey Holcomb had to say about Anton Daniels. All right. So, of course, I give my Furious Clause. Y'all know what to do. Oh, by the way, y'all know what I say, right? For all of you stop pausing the video ninjas, for all of you talk too much ninjas, which I hate y'all, by the way, because y'all act like y'all never seen a reaction video before. Y'all see mine, you say you talking too much, but you watch another guy that's got millions of subscribers, and you listen to everything he's got to fucking say.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Anyway, links will be in the description box after this live stream, and I will have timestamps for you guys to watch whatever segment you want. You can cut through the fluff. All right. So let's get to Corey Holcomb, the 5150 show last night, and see how Corey Holcomb, as I say in the thumbnail, swept the leg on Anton Daniels. And then after that, we're going to go to Anton Daniels because he also talked about it the following morning on the Millionaire Morning Show, and he also addressed it in a very veiled way because he's done with it, and now his reputation and his family could be damaged. But in any case, let me put my fair use banner up, and let's get to the footage.
Corey Holcomb 5150 show, and you already know Corey Holcomb, Darlene OG Ortiz, Craig Fax.
Hey, God.
Man, listen, y'all. We gonna talk a little
By the way, we got 20,000 people in the box. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And of course, you know where to donate. Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, hit the dog on Ko-Fi. Join the channel. Let's go.
about whatever the fuck for a little while, but we really got a show.
And get in the comments box, all right? Get in this live chat. I want to see what y'all got to say. Start talking.
Lives. We really be doing things. We ain't looking for no internet moment and trying to run with it and perpetrate and cap and all that sucker shit. We only talk about the facts. Now, hold on. What video is ready? Do y'all got the one with dude talking about dick sucking on somebody else's show? Play that. Just play that.
For women.
I don't know what that means to be gay for women. I don't know what it means to be gay for women.
He has a point. He has a point. Okay, crash now. Put your seatbelt on, I guess.
Hey, by the way, XL Pro, I see you in the chat, man. Hey, I just made you a moderator, man, because you're here every time, all right? Now I got 2 moderators in here. You got moderator status, so you already know how that go, all right? Make these motherfuckers hit the like button and make these people donate, all right? Let's get to it.
If you can explain that to me, then I can answer your question.
It means that you're the gay best friend.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well,
if I'm the gay best friend, that's fine.
So we can stop name calling and we can just get back to the subject.
you did it
I didn't
first.
call you a name. I said you had on a cape.
And I said you had on a gay.
What the does that mean? And for me to be gay, I have to a man. I've never a man.
I don't know that.
I don't know you haven't a man, nigga.
I would bet on you before me.
I'm retarded?
That's fine. That's fine. You.
All right. Anyway, I don't know if we saw the part where he did the same thing on somebody else's show with the dick sucker shit.
Really?
I don't know if we saw. He did, and then said, "You called me a name," and the dude didn't call him a name. I think this is a routine of that guy.
Yeah.
I think that I didn't do the research on that man to be prepared, or I wouldn't have even had him on because he was ass kissing on the phone.
Yeah.
Like dead ass. He wasn't. He got in touch with somebody, and somebody gave me his number, and he was talking like he had some sense.
Right.
And when he came on here, he ran his routine that he's run a few times on people, and that's cool. But sex playing a man. Can we just start out with that? There's cameras all over me. How many? Have we missed a Tuesday, Darlene?
No.
Even when the city was burning down, we was up in this. Yeah,
They had to tell us to get that.
Yeah, real shit.
Hey, man, listen, man. We ain't missed a Tuesday. Do you know if you fight on YouTube, they give you at least a 30-day suspension?
Right.
His plan
It's like being married.
almost.
Now let's stop right here. He's gonna play this clip later. I don't know who is his media person in the background because they slipped up and put this in the beginning, but he's gonna play this whole clip later on, along with another revelation he's gonna make on the show. But if you didn't know already, you saw the picture on IG already, right? This is his wife, okay? And so he's gonna play this whole clip because this whole clip she's gonna be describing her husband, if you will, and he's gonna use this clip against Anton later on down the line, also later on down in the conversation. And yeah, so Anton calls Corey or somehow gets in touch with him to get on the show. Corey already has a disposition against Anton because of his political stance. And y'all saw that at the beginning of the show, the 5150 show last week when this occurred, right? You know, Anton is a Republican. He has his views on the black community. We know Corey Holcomb and his stance on politics in the black community. So these guys were butting heads right from the beginning, all right?
Worked. His plan almost worked. Now, because we ain't got all day for this sucker ass nigga. Because he'd never be in my face again. Everything he say is for the net. You got away. You got away with that. But listen, it was some people talking about somebody ain't a real nigga or a street nigga. What is the definition of a street nigga? I really want to know. Does anybody know what a street nigga is?
Yeah, man, it's a few. I mean, it's supposed to be a code of conduct in the streets. Like in Cali, the code of conduct is somebody called.
By the way, I forgot this guy's name, but he went in on Corey Amara, so he went on Anton on his own show anyway. I forgot his name, but he said some stuff about Anton as well. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't come in the actual, I guess, the studio until the end of the engagement between Corey and Anton. So he rewatched it back, and then he had his opinion. Of course, he's gonna ride with Corey because that's his homie, right? Understood. So he threw a lot of shade at Anton as well, but he is, I guess, irrelevant to the whole big picture.
Out for a fair one. You're supposed to take the fair one. But that's bullshit, man. We got too much to lose,
But
man.
I hear where Corey's coming from though, with that. You're right. It's like who's to say who's what? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Is it because you grew up in a neighborhood, or were you affiliated with gang? Are you in a gang? I mean, what's the exact definition again? That's subjective, but
Yeah. Is it, here's the thing. I think people interpret, everybody interprets what we do differently, you know what I'm saying? Because who you are and what you represent, you stand on a lot of stuff, you say a lot of controversial stuff. So people who don't understand the intellectual capacity of your message, they equate it to something that they understand it at their level. So they think that Corey is a fighter, he gonna fight whenever. It's like, nah, that ain't what this is about. This.
You see me fighting?
No, but that's how they process it.
it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't
Yeah, 'cause
thing all the time on the internet.
that's how they
Folks are
process
always
it.
gonna say something.
Like
Well-
me, anytime I get angry, they say I'm being a tough guy or I'm trying to be hard, or they'll call me a bully.
All right, let me see if I can go forward a little bit because they talk way too goddamn much. Hold on a second here. Let me get here.
Boy, they cold with this AI, boy. This AI, I seen a video where I beat his ass.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's wild.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and by the way, futon, my homie said, don't call that nigga that, call that nigga futon.
Ooh.
well, that's hilarious. Instead of saying his name.
Oh, futon. Okay.
Hey, futon, thanks for not beating me up, man. Thank you.
I call him the evil whining. That's ZZ
evil-
whining. That's the only whining that can't sing. He beatboxing whining.
Thanks for not beating me up, man. I really appreciate you, man. Hey, I thought I would have videos ready when the show started, but that's not what happened. Ain't nothing I could do. So can we just play the one you sent me, Abe, where we'll just take the time out to do this one because I want people to have a copy of the video, how it really happened, and not the AI video that people are putting out there and making it seem like he showed man tendencies. This is bad that none of the videos are ready. I mean, like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go and hire a producer so we can have this stuff done from now on, because I can't do this like this, man. It's the videos. I don't know how to get the. Okay, fuck the videos. Anyway, so the man came at me with sex play. I'm not talking to everybody, because everybody might not even understand what sex play is. That's the word. That's when you talking that backdooria to a man. The man came at me with sex play, and I tried to warn him. I tried to tell him, you can't play with me like that. So I'm realizing the camera's on me. It's a lot on the line. It's a lot on the line. But he's trying to act like he a man. I bet my life and safety he wasn't a man when I asked D to move and basically sat in his lap. Because if you walk up on a man like that, you could get your eye poked out. You can get sucker punched. You can get all kinds of things done. Look, I would never walk up on a man like I walked up on dude. I knew he was bumping his gums. I knew nothing was going to happen how I walked up on him. But except for like when you arguing with a female. Because that's all he did was yap after he backed up. Because when I first sat down, I was right up on him. Then after that, he kept yapping. A little bit after that, because I kept telling him, I don't do that dick sucking shit. He kept yapping. So I'm like, all right, say I suck dick again. He folded. That was my out. That was my out. I was like, this is all smoke and mirrors at the.
Now, in my opinion, and everybody is cool to have their own opinion, right? But in my opinion, Corey, you said what you said. Anton responded, right, in a bigger act of disrespect, because I believe when you told Anton that he kissed white man's ass, to be honest with you, me personally, I think that was the first sign of disrespect. Then, of course, Anton went down in the mud with you, and there's that. With that being said, Anton said what he said, right? He said, oh, no, let's take it outside, blah, blah. You didn't do that. I understand the cameras and everything, so I get that, right? But he said, you're going to do something. And then he said, you won't do shit. And guess what, Corey? You didn't.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Now, I don't know about the rest of y'all. Y'all let me down in the comments or down in the live chat, but I think that that's when he sunned you, okay? After that, I mean, what else can you say? Now you want to go back. It's like saying hold me back after, he'd already slapped the shit out of you. It's like, okay, well, I mean, it's over with now. Now you want to say hold me back. Now you're talking junk and all that. Now you want to say, okay, well, say it again. He already said it once. And if we're going by street code, he only need to say it once for you to react, right? But now you want to say it again, okay? So I think that's where you look bad personally. To me, when Anton looked bad was going down there with you in the first place, all right? But that's just me. Let's continue.
Because I don't know why people who understand life couldn't see. The man was too scared to take his glasses off. He was froze. He just was yapping, like when you arguing with your girlfriend. The man, look, we're not talking no hypotheticals. I ain't going to say what I would have did.
By the way, shout out to the Awesome and Gizmo Show. Thanks for being here, brother. All right. Thank you for being here. And, of course, give your opinions down in the live chat. We will converse like everybody else in the live chat. Let's continue.
The man said I was shaking. Okay, if I was shaking, I bet you didn't say that sex play to me again. So I ain't no tough guy. I ain't got time for that. I had a production in Vegas this week where I was on stage joking and singing. I'm the entertainer. But he has mastered a wickedly brilliant way to get people to clickbait what he's doing.
By the way, we got 30,000 people in the live chat, all right, in the box. Y'all know what to do. Donate, hit the like button. Please hit the like button, all right? That will give me in the algorithm better, all right? Of course, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, hit the Super Thanks, hit the Ko-Fi, join the channel, all that good stuff. Please interact. I need the engagement. Let's continue.
And it's a very dangerous way to live. It's a dangerous way to live because the things he did during this week, he really played himself. Because he has nothing else to do but talk crazy and act like he's doing this and act like he's doing that. Homie,
Well, you know what's
thanks for not beating me up. That's all I got to say. Thanks for not beating me up, dude. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen too, because that 30.
By the way, Rich Toy Box LLC, if you're still in here, thank you for being here as well.
They banned, and the only place they would have been able to go hear about it really was at his, you know what I mean, on his page, really.
Whatever would have happened, it would have happened if he was man enough to stick to his conviction of what he came here for. His conviction of what he came here for was to try and catch me off my square. And, you know, I'm a tell him and any advocate of him, and of course the people that root for what we're doing up here, I'm gonna tell you this. Why don't you think what he did worked?
I mean, it's a few reasons.
Why didn't it work? What he tried to do, why don't you think it worked? Craig, I would love to hear what you got to say about that.
Well, here's the thing, right? First of all, because we're comedians, so we think abstract. So we don't hear words the same way everybody else hears words. We don't experience situations in the same way. So what he took advantage of initially was you were coming from an honest place. You were really trying to have an honest intellectual dialogue.
They said I disrespected him when I said he was kissing white people's ass, and he was exactly kissing white people's ass. And to this day, he still has never said nothing about the contribution the Caucasian male has made to the downfall of this nation.
Right.
And he said, I'm not going into that. He said it, and people forget about that. They forget that he never answered that question.
Right.
I'm sitting up here asking questions. This man coming at me with some dick sucking shit.
Right.
I'm glad that he didn't have the courage to say it when I stood on it. I'm glad. I didn't have to call the lawyer in the morning and take that retainer over there, and I don't expect everybody to understand that. It's a lot of people ain't never had to give a lawyer $10,000 at one time. But that's what they start at if you really want a chance to be heard in the courtroom.
Well, when he say he studied you, he knows this. Like, we comedians, we got egos as far as, like, we used to people sitting down and listening to what the fuck we got to say.
And here's another thing, right? Anton did say that I studied you, that he studied Corey Holcomb. Well, if he studied Corey Holcomb, then he would know that the way Corey Holcomb is, how he talks and all that kind of stuff, you know, the type of person he is in general, right? And shout out to Mike's down there in the live chat. He said Anton ain't that guy, and he's not, in my opinion. Anton is an intellectual. He's a nice guy. You married with a daughter, okay? You run a multimedia business. You cannot afford to get down in the mud where somebody like Corey Holcomb is willing to go. You came there to have a debate about, I guess, politics or black culture or whatever, and you should have stayed with that. You went to the street shit, and now Corey Holcomb has put your whole family on Front Street.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
In my opinion, like I said, that's where Anton Daniels made a mistake. All right? You should have stayed on your intellectual. You should have stayed on your, you know what I'm saying, giving no facts and statistics and your opinions. And both of y'all can have a debate about your opinion or how you feel about the black community or politics, Republican, Democrat, conservative, whatever. But Corey Holcomb baited you, in my opinion, baited you into, you know, into the beef, or I won't say into the beef, but he tried you to see which way you would go. Would you stay on the intellectual, or would you come down where he's at? He said you kiss the ass of white men, because he was going to the racism part. He was going to, you know, how white men have contributed to the downfall of America, things like that. He was asking you a question. And what you did, instead of just sticking to what you do, you went down with Corey. Right? That's not where you should, that's not where you're supposed to be. You're not that guy. You're not supposed to be down there with him. You're supposed to do what you do Corey, yeah, he'll say stuff to antagonize you, of course, because that's what, this kind of person he is. He's going to take shots at you during the conversation. That wasn't your spot. Again, now, Corey Holcomb, because you said, you dick suck. I'm sorry. Sorry, you two, but dude, blah, blah, right? Bob for apples, and now Corey's like, I got you. Now, Corey's a petty dude, just like, some guy like 50 Cent and other people, right? Corey's a petty dude, so he's going to go all the way down with you. So, yeah, let's continue. By the way,
So his strategy
39,000 people in the box. Thank y'all for joining. Keep interacting, all right?
was to invalidate you. So no matter what you would have said, he was going to disregard it because he knew that would get you in a space. Like, nigga, what? So you
what? No, what'd get me in a space if you start sex playing me?
Right.
Because I wasn't there until I didn't stop. Like, fuck what we talking about. Hey, nigga, I don't do that dick sucking shit. I don't play like that. I don't know people who play like that. I'm talking about, it ain't nowhere where I'm from. I never seen whole shit like that before. I never saw nobody do nothing like that before.
But in the debate world, it's called baiting, opposition. The whole purpose of it is to invalidate your credibility.
So in the debate world, or whatever you want to call it, I guarantee you this, the debate will stop if you tell a man brought up in ghetto America who don't move like that anything about dick sucking. The debate is out the window. It's what's up?
Right.
What's up?
You know what it reminds me of? Remember when Dennis Rodman was in the league and he was dressing crazy? And, I forget who it was. I think it was Alonzo Mourning. And he kept slapping his ass, and Alonzo was like, kind of mad. And he was yelling from the sideline, you a sick man. You a sick man. Because Dennis Rodman knew, okay, this is his limit, and this is my limit. My limit on this particular thing is a little further. So let me try to take him in deep waters. He was just trying to take you in deep. But you...
All right, let's go faster a little bit because all they talking, all this fluff.
Well, that's all somebody got to do to set you out. I guess. I ain't from that world. Where I'm from, people don't go there with you.
Right. But he had the whole place set up, man. I was like, okay. Another thing he depended on, which was error and logic, is called false equivalency. He understands how we was raised, the era we was raised in. He really did study. He understands, the type of environment we came from. So he knows that people are going to take whatever they see and equate it to something because they're not going to have enough understanding of what's going on to make an appropriate decision. So he knows that there's going to be some false equivalency. People are going to think this happened and this didn't happen. And it's nothing. Anybody that's thinking, that has a logical mind, knows the play, they laugh at it.
I can't give him credit for shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you studied. When I was in your grill, you did not say it. That's why I told D to move. I'm like, oh, I'm finna bust this motherfucker.
It's real shit.
This motherfucker think I'm joking? And I kept getting him out. So I don't care what somebody say. It's the glasses. When you wear glasses, people think you smart. But I think the people that think people that wear glasses are smart are the dumbest people in the world. They put a man on TV, Dr. Fauci. This man had on glasses. Everybody thought he knew what he was talking about, and they did what he said. He gone with the money and everything. But the motherfuckers like me who was looking at Dr.
And he's not lying about Dr. Fauci. Enemy spotted. Just saying.
Fauci, like, man, fuck that motherfucker. We always the ones who they treat us like we don't know what we doing. We know what we doing. You can't come to me with no script about you got to do this if you want to survive. When I've been surviving out here without doing what they say ever since I was probably in 5th grade, and I realized I ain't fucking with what these people talking about. About 5th, 6th grade, that's when I realized, oh, this all sucker shit.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers with glasses can fool you. I studied. You didn't study me, because when I got up on you, you failed the test. And you'll fail it every time if a man in your face. I know it. It was broken down in a lot of ways. Only thing I didn't like when people was like, he woke up on me. I don't woke up on me.
By the way, Sly Deuce, Pearl get destroyed, SMH, I can tell who didn't watch the actual debate. Well, stick around, sir, once we get done with Corey Holcomb. If we still got 46,000 people in the box, if we still got enough people in the box, we're going to get into Pearl. And you can let me know if you think she won or not. Let's fast forward just a little bit.
Can't control you. You crazy. You really are who you say you are. That motherfucker, if you a man, you know he's not who he says he is. Now, somebody else got something to say about that cake-ass nigga. Go ahead.
No, shit, here we go.
Okay, I want to talk about the situation with the bro that he was with. because she wanted to make herself known. Somebody else who's chasing attention. She wanted to make herself known. When I said,
Talking about Mika.
get your ass and your bitch up out of here, I didn't say no names because I didn't even know who that was. I was stabbing at that nigga. If you really smart, you know that. You with the bro, get your bitch up out of here. I'm stabbing at the nigga. I'm trying to bring some courage out that nigga and make him stop doing all that talking.
Now, he's right. Now, if you with a woman, right, and, well, I would say for the normie, somebody maybe like myself or somebody else, you with a woman, y'all go somewhere together, a man starts disrespecting you, that's one thing, right? As you walking away, you trying to de-escalate the situation, then he said something about your woman or the woman that's with you, well, your natural instincts will kick in. Your natural instincts will kick in and you will try to defend her from the slander that this man or woman is pressing upon your woman. So Corey Holcomb is right in that sense. You know what? I'll talk crap about the person you with to try to bring the anger and the fervor back out in you some more. So, but it didn't work. Anton left.
So, the broad who was with him, what's her name? Don't know her name, but we got the video. Play the video if you got it. Can you play the video? Let's make her famous.
How long?
Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right? I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on a plane to go from D.C. to L.A. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told, I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay.
Now, the worst thing you can do is open your mouth around me. I'm going to be able to cipher who you are.
By the way, 33 people have voted in the poll. 52% says Corey went too far. 48% says that he did not. Keep voting in the poll, all right?
Young lady, as soon as you ride on the lot, it's cameras. As soon as you ride on the lot, it's cameras. I'm going to put you on the spot right now, D. Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot. You saw them get out the car, right?
Yeah, I was in my car still.
What did you observe when they got out the car about their energy together?
It was interesting for sure because, to me, if you're walking up on somebody new, you freely introduce the whole crew.
Right.
And I walked right up to him and he said, oh, Miss Darlene or Miss D, whatever he said, gave me a handshake, what have you. Said, I'm not a handshaker, I'm a hugger. So we hugged. I introduced myself to the security guard. She was already walking towards the door. And it's not like he stopped her to say, and I thought, to me, I don't know. That's just very strange where it's like, well,
the fact that she got out the car and just ran right inside and went with him.
Well, she wasn't near him, yeah, but she was walking more towards the door without him. So I don't know. I just find that very odd because, okay. And then when I came in, I wanted to go up to her and introduce, and I had already heard the stuff going on because Phil had made it clear. He said, hey, because he said, I don't know how that happened. Phil knows, but that where he mentioned something about the seats or a seat or something about her being on the show.
Hey, Phil, I ain't expect you to say this. What happened with, because you told me.
He made it.
You told me when I walked in the door and I was looking like this pussy motherfucker might not be on the show.
He didn't ask. You said.
What happened with him?
He said something about her being on the show, and I said, did you talk to Corey about that? And he was like, no. So I told him that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
man.
he did. He said,
Can they hear Phil?
Corey rarely puts anybody on his show, period.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I want to make sure everybody know what happened. Because the broad said he had told her she was going to be on the show 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Now, you're hearing this from Corey, all right? He says that apparently, I did the video yesterday reacting to what Mika had to say about the whole interaction on the show. Apparently, Anton promised Mika that she would be on the show, on the 5150 show with him, like on camera, in the debate, or at least if not at the very least on camera with him during the show. And apparently this hadn't been ran by Corey yet. And I guess, as you see, Mika said that, you know what, I was told that I couldn't be on the show, and then I was told I couldn't be on camera. Because I guess she was under the impression that not only was she going to be on camera, but she was going to be able to talk. And neither one of those happened. So she's sitting in the background watching all this stuff occur, and then she gets to leave. And, of course, on the back end, Corey's talking shit about her, you know, get your B off the show and blah, blah, and all that kind of stuff. And now she's the side chick on Instagram.
So if she got any common sense, she should know this a cake ass nigga. If she got any common sense, she should know, oh, you a fuck boy. You told me I was plugged to be on the show.
And I got to say, I'm with Corey Holcomb on that. If you, Anton, promised her she was going to be on the show and you hadn't ran it by Corey before you gave this promise, or, you know, you gave the impression that she was going to be on the show, that was foul on you, Anton.
I believe he told her that. I believe he thought he had bargaining chips with a nigga. He didn't have no bargaining chips. No, she can't come on the show. I don't know nothing about that. Just like he faked, like when he was on the phone. I told you, I come to do your podcast in person and woo, but right after the show, he on there with Gooch and Yuck them on the phone. Some Zoom shit.
No, you mean where he said he doesn't really go on other people's shows.
Right.
So physically, not by
he said he's got to come. But he right on the show with
What? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was on the show with Yuck and Gooch, and I forgot the other brother name. But you know, guys who be up here at the Coin Academy. I'm like, I thought he said he didn't do that. But back on the brawl. So it was really sitting in my head. I'm like, oh, this is bitch. Because I know how that shit go. Except, what was that clip we played in the beginning of the show? Yeah. Play it again.
Was it 20,000 or 25,000 people alive?
Yeah, we can't do this like this too much longer, man. This can't be done. It's got to be a producer over there. It's destroying the point. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
What I'm trying to say is this, man. The man claimed Christianity over everything. And Darlene, did you hear me when I said, I think it was before the show started, I said to him, well, the fact that you married is one of the reasons I brought you on here, because you brag on being married.
Right, I remember that. And then somebody else in the room asked him something about his wife as well. So it was known.
Oh, I guess you could play it. Black people, do you think black people?
I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first.
Boy, you use your paper to fuck bitches you would normally never be around. You an ugly ass boy. You an ugly ass boy. You brag on having no children out of wedlock. You got a picture of his daughter? I'm a dirtbag. You got a picture of his daughter?
Now, again, let me go back to the poll, all right? Because right now it's 50-50, 40 votes. Half of y'all think that Corey went too far. 50% say that he didn't go too far. All right. Now, what Corey Holcomb is about to do right now, he's about to show a picture of Anton Daniels' daughter. Okay? And this will come up later when we play Anton's piece, his reaction to all this, because he says that this is not good for his family, everything that Corey Holcomb said the night prior on his show. So let's continue.
This motherfucker bragged on not having no children out of wedlock. What happened, D? It crashed. That's the broad. Y'all can get the broad off. That's his daughter. This man said he ain't got no children out of wedlock. Nigga.
That's Cool Mo daughter.
That's who?
Not Cool Mo D, Cool Mo daughter.
That's the air up there, nigga. Look, nigga, let me tell you something. Don't make no more kids, nigga. That bitch gonna be buying pussy like you after a while. If you don't know, nigga, don't ever brag on no motherfucking what you ain't got. Don't nobody want no kids with you, nigga. Nobody want no kids with you. Your prime years, you was a scammer, nigga. You was doing scams. Now that you older and found a way to manipulate, get dude off the screen.
Bruh.
Bitch, ain't no way.
This man.
Ain't no fucking way.
This man said, get the dude off the screen. Man, oh man. All right, you know what? Again, let me get this pass. I don't want her
Get
to stand
dude
up
off the
there.
screen, man.
Let me get this off
Who
there.
the fuck is that, nigga?
Man. Again, y'all let me know in the poll. Is this disrespectful? By the way, I got 56,000 in the box. Y'all still hit the super chat. Y'all still hit the doggone. The like button still looking ugly, all right? The Cash App still dry. Y'all better start contributing. Stop ninja watching it here. Get in the live chat. Start interacting. Start engaging, all right? But this is foul to me. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about. I think about the daughter, man. I mean, oh, man.
This motherfucker cat. I'm the captain now. Look. Let me tell you something. Don't make no more daughters, dog. You got to make it where your shit come out with a boy, so you can make excuses for him. But you ain't got no kids out of wedlock because ain't no bitches fucking with you. He was on the internet bragging, I always got a bad bitch with me. No, you pay a bitch to be with you, nigga. You ain't no nigga who got bitches. You buy bitches like the little bitch you had with you, goddammit, who motherfucking made that story sound like she wanted to sound. I got to town Tuesday. Did you get to town Tuesday? Or was you in Vegas with him? I don't know. Did you get to town Tuesday, really? So you let that man lie to you, bring you up here, talking about you on the show, and you ain't mad at that nigga? I seen you on that show when he said something about dick sucking to the other dude. You know what kind of nigga that is. Little sister, let me tell you something. If you're trying to get on, come get it on your back like the women who really moving up in the world. You can get on the show, but there's other things that got to be got on. That's all I'm saying. This is show business. You got to do what you got to do. You doing it, it's just you doing with a lane. That motherfucker spent you, told you, yeah, I'm gonna put you on the show. That nigga ain't got no power up here. He ain't got nothing to do. The only power he had was to run his mouth. That's all he did. Run his mouth. When a man challenged him, he bagged down. So if you want to be on the show, because I heard you say, I went to Corey Holcomb's show out in D.C. and he was funny and all that shit. Shouty, you can earn it fucking with me. You ain't gonna make no baby that look like that. You a little short girl, though. You gonna give me a little swole little runt, nigga. But I hit bitches like that. Dude hit bitches like that because he flat out bought her. I'ma indirectly buy you. Everybody who I buy hate me later because they be like, he ain't really give me shit. Don't be lying, talking about you came out here to do the show. You came out here to kick it with that big old ham sandwich because you know that motherfucker gonna trick off real good with you. The show, you probably was disappointed because you ain't get on the show. That's because I didn't know you and you was with dude. You see where the show at, meet me outside one day and say, Corey, I'm trying to earn something. We good. We good. You got the clip with his wife?
Some of y'all might have seen this already, but just in case you haven't, this is where he's going to show the clip of his wife. Now, this looks to be a very old clip, but still relevant to the beef because she's going to describe Anton Daniels, I guess, emotional state or something like that. And of course, because of what she says in here, it is used as ammunition against Anton Daniels. And I don't know where he found his clip at. Corey probably, I'm sure, a subscriber or somebody, homie gave it to him. And the picture of his daughter, man, I mean, oh man, the jokes, I ain't gonna lie, the jokes were funny, even though I think it's still diabolical that he even brought the daughter into it. But the jokes they had was definitely funny. I can't even lie about that.
By the way, if I get under your skin, you know where I'm at, homie. You know where I'm at. The clip with his wife. This is the funniest shit.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because Anton has a lot of different personalities. And so you have to be a certain type of woman to deal with. Anton is very emotional. He doesn't communicate effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's capable. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a totally different person when he's angry. He blacks out.
What?
All right. Now, she look like she'll be like, fuck it, I'll be with this little fat nigga. Baby, you ain't got to be worried about that nigga temper tantrums and all that shit like that. Come fuck with a real nigga. If y'all in Detroit, it's real niggas in Detroit. Goddamn.
Bruh, now he's saying, what's that one movie, man? What's that one movie? Remember, how many of y'all seen Rocky, right? When Rocky Balboa's at the podium and he's, saying he's gonna back out of the fight with Clubber Lang and all that. And then Clubber Lang walks through it and he's like, hey, Miss Balboa, won't you come get with a real man?
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Won't you, I know he don't satisfy you at night. Won't you come on over here and get with a real fighter?
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Corey is cold with this, man.
They could come pick you up at his house. He ain't gonna do shit. You with a mark-ass nigga who's stressing you out. Because you saw it. I know you saw it, ma'am. When I said to your husband, I'm doing it in slow motion a little bit. Say I struck dick again. That nigga let your whole family down and bitched out. Y'all done. You will never live that moment down where he got punked in front of the nation. You think you supposed to fix it because you married to him. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I can't put you out front with my top 5 bitches, but I'll find you a slot just because you his wife. Best years are over. What if you'd have had a boy? God damn, you'd have had a little slouchy little boy. You had a daughter, at least somebody will smash you. This motherfucker, them nights when them other bitches ain't answering the phone, they gonna call your daughter. Meanwhile, you can be over here with me, goddamn it. I got a bitch with some Kohler wigs than that you had on. Boy, that wig you got on, that's a starter kit wig. I got some bitches who do hair so good. Boy, I'll make that bitch an 8. I'll make that bitch an 8, nigga.
Man, it's cold
that bitch,
with it.
Boy, let me tell you something.
Oh.
I can make people think she look good.
Think she look good.
But yeah, your husband a straight mark-ass nigga. I sat in his lap. The nigga wouldn't even swing. I said, say it again. The nigga wouldn't swing. You can't fix that, baby. He can't be hiring people when he get in town, whatever town he go to, having strangers watching his back. That's the best way to get robbed. The man said, I got more money than Corey. Well, you just marked yourself, nigga. And whoever is his security, they don't fuck with him for real. Big shout out to dude who was hired to watch his back when he got to town. I sincerely mean this. You was a professional. You didn't come over here and act like you was trying to break up the fight and escalate nothing. To the dude who was here with him who had to get stuck taking that cake-ass nigga home, hey, man, I know that money is hard, man. You got to get that paper. But you did a good job, man. You did a good. I'm glad you didn't try to interrupt with it. But back on this nigga and his family. The pain lives on, Ton. Full time. The pain lives on. I'm seeing what you was working with before you had money. It makes sense. Now I'm seeing who you paying to be around you. The bitch really was dissing you in that tape. She didn't stand on nothing with you on that tape. Because she knows she embarrassed to be with you. What's the bitch? I mean, Mika, right? Hey, Mika. Go on, hook up with Anton's wife and let me show y'all what Christianity is really about. The work of the Lord is here for you. Hey, full-time, don't nobody want you, man. You a fat, goofy motherfucker who act like you about something. You ain't about nothing. You crashed out all week, and everything you said, you motherfucker shot yourself in the foot. And if I said something to shoot myself in the foot since I started doing this show tonight, guess what? You ain't say what you need to say when you was in my face. Remember that.
Now, he's right. Like I said before, since last week's 5150 show, Anton Daniels has been on several platforms talking about this incident. I have not seen Corey. Corey don't go on other people's platforms. He only goes on his own, the 5150 show, right? And he's a stand-up comedian, of course. But Corey Holcomb hasn't been running around talking crap about Anton after this whole thing was over with. Unless he was on his own show, which he can do that because that's his show. Anton Daniels has been on several other platforms continuing to talk greasy about Corey. Like I said before, that's not you, Anton. You should have let this go last week when it happened, and you'd have been better off. But you trying to, get gangster with somebody and you're not gangster. And in my opinion, like I said before, that's Anton's fault, right? So and again, in my opinion, two things can't be true. Do I think that it was right that Corey Holcomb brought this man's family to light like this? No. But at the same time, you went down in the mud with this man, and you ain't like that. And you don't know what Corey Holcomb was going to do, all right? what Corey Holcomb doing the same thing if what 50 did with P. Diddy, right? All this because of my enemy. Now he's in prison. Now they make a documentary about him.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Well, that's what Corey Holcomb's doing to you right now, right? So let's continue.
What you needed to say, you folded. But thank you for folding. Now, what else we got to talk about, goddamn?
All right, so that is what Corey Holcomb had to say. Now we're gonna get to Anton Daniels because he went on the Millionaire Morning Show and he spoke on this whole bit. So let's get to what Anton Daniels had to say about Corey Holcomb's further epic levels of disrespect.
And then we'll get it popping. Top Flight says, moaning, AD, I sent you an email. You need to check it out. Stay dangerous. What up to Top Flight 3? I appreciate you. Eric Harris says, AD, I did come here for the drama. However you decide to handle your business, I support it. Children are off limits. Okay, well, I guess we can go ahead and get to it. I knew you wanted to know. So there are some people
hit the like button
that are watching this right now.
Hit the Cashapp. Hit the super chat. What we doing?
I remember used to being here all the time, and there was heavy supporters. And now I see that some of them are a little bit different. Like, for example, Vatos Bulldog says, stop the cap like you didn't wake up ready to respond. I'm going to speak to that. Vatos Bulldogs used to be a very, very heavy supporter of the show. But what I've realized is people will switch and change depending on how messy that they want you to be. So I'm going to address this like this, because the thing that I tell people all the time is you never, ever, 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 yeah, facts, fair weather friends. We know what it is. We know what it is. We've even revived some people's platforms with hate. But in a month, those same platforms are going to have to figure out what else to talk about once this whole thing dies down. All right, but let me get to exactly what it is that y'all want to talk about. So, of course, I'm familiar. And of course, people were sending it to me yesterday and all of that, right? They were sending me everything that was being said about my daughter and my wife and all of that stuff, right? And so the thing that I try to tell people on a regular basis is this: never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, let your emotions make you make illogical decisions. We are a thinking people now. We are evolving. We are no longer subjecting ourselves to the same rules as the streets, as the culture, as the thing.
Hold up, Anton. You said that we're not being emotional or we're not going to allow ourselves to get down into the street culture, correct? Anton, have you forgotten? Have you forgotten, Anton? You know, purple pink shirt wearing ass nigga. You know, Fox News host ass nigga. So you're saying don't go into the mud with the street culture with other people. But that's what you did, right? See, in my opinion, Anton, again, I don't think either side was right, but Anton, you can't be intellectual and be a street ninja at the same time.
Ninjas.
You can't do it. All right? I know this. I'm not a tough guy, okay? I know where my lane, okay? It ain't down there with somebody like Corey Holcomb. It's over here. All right? I'm a normie. But what about this? You forgot about you was talking tough about when you was talking tough about Felice Johnson to all the content creators that had a problem with you, right? Now you want people to give you grace, right?
Enemy spotted.
Let's go back.
We criticize the most. So I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to make it a long thing. I'm going to be very, very clear. And we're going to move on. I'm not going to address it again. All right. So here's the thing. Since the beginning of time, I've always, my number one thing in life, above all, when I made the decision that I wanted to have a kid, and I said that I was only going to have one kid because I wanted to make sure that I poured every single resource that I could into the kid, right? And that is the purest thing that we can do, is that we can take care of our children. Our children are the ones that are our future. Now,
by the way, shout out to Mike-ish. Thank you, sir, for the $19.99 super chat. $20 challenge accepted. Let's see if anybody else in the chat accepts the challenge. Let's continue.
I'll give you a little bit of insight for those of you that may not be familiar with my daughter. USA team, at different points throughout the year, she's usually ranked about number 2 or number 3 in the country. Junior Olympian, probably has close to over 325 medals, of which 200 and maybe 80 of them are gold. Has traveled across the world representing our country, and is probably the sweetest soul that I personally know. Now, of course, we can be a little bit biased because all of our kids are the sweetest things to us, those of us that are in our kids' lives and that are participating in our children's lives. But a very, very accomplished minor child, meaning that she's still a child. And one of the things that I tell my daughter every single day is that I want you to stay in a child's place. I never want you to grow up too fast. I never want you to be out here doing things that you're not supposed to do, because you have an expectation on your life. And so the thing that I've always done is try to protect my daughter. Early therapy, making sure that she is protected, trying to see what the fallout will be as far as her having to be removed from some of her competitions because of a lot of different things, including online bullying and psychological damage. There's a lot of fallout from what happens to my daughter's life because she is so accomplished. She has some of the greatest schools in the United States of America that has been seeking her out, scholarships, looking for her to join the team. She is on track to be a United States Olympian. She was supposed to be possibly in the next Olympics. And I don't know how damaging this is to her psyche. I don't know. Who knows? This can be a lifetime of damage. We don't know.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. He's talking that he had to take his daughter to school and everything because of course, the exposure that she just got via Corey Holcomb. Now, I ain't gonna lie, like I said before, the jokes that Corey Holcomb made on her, she probably felt that at school the next day. And it was probably bad.
Nick, you're stupid.
It was probably bad because he roasted the shit out of her. I think he said that she's like 18 or 19. She's a young adult or whatever, but still, well, no, she's still in school, so I guess maybe not. But either way, it was savage.
Butterfly effect things that we do to our children. And the one thing that most fathers, Black fathers, try to do is they try to make sure that their children are protected. That's what we do. As fathers, we don't really care what happens to us, right? Because that's just life. But we never, ever can imagine what would happen to our underage children. No. No matter what happens to us, we don't want anything. For those of us that are in our daughters' lives, we don't want anything to happen to our children. Under no circumstance. And so I don't know. I think that a lot of people don't really understand the impact. And I'm speaking to all of us, for all of us. We don't always know what the impact is to our children. We don't know the psychological damage, the emotional damage, the wreck that happens in their lives when other people go after children. I thought that children was off limits. But I guess not.
Yeah, Anton, you thought they were off limits, and they're not.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Because again, you mess with somebody that's no more street affiliated like Corey Holcomb, and you're not. And again, you mess with somebody that's also petty, and you're probably not. Okay, because you could probably find some stuff about Corey Holcomb yourself, but see, then you're gonna go further down into the mud with this guy, and it's already gone too far for somebody like you. Right now, if you were like Corey Holcomb, you say, okay, well, bet. And you just match it with something else. You go find some of his children or somebody he used to sleep with, or maybe sometime he was down bad or something like that. But you're not going to do that because that will further expose you, right? And that's why I said, you going down there with Corey Holcomb in the first place was a mistake because now you're in uncharted territory, right? Now you're in a place that you're not familiar with this you're not familiar with this part of the ocean, right? You went way too deep now. You see what I mean? So yeah. Oh, by the way, let's do that. Infinite Mindset. He said Anton talked about Corey's daughter. I didn't know that. In what way did he talk about Corey's daughter? Because I wasn't familiar with that. And if he did, well then, again, that's just further proof that you're out of your depth here. Okay? Because Corey Holcomb, and if you do something else, Corey Holcomb's gonna go further. You know what I mean? Because now he's already got a video of your wife. He's already got a picture of your daughter. And I'm sure because these guys are connected, he can go further with more information because people are going to give it to him. So, like I said, you're out of your depth here.
So my number one concern, and I'm going to say this, and again, this is for all of the civil, awesome Black people out there and people in the United States of America that want to ensure that their children are protected. My number one goal is to always try to figure out how I can protect my underage child. That's all I care about. Could have never imagined in 1,000 years the psychological damage and the impact.
Psychological damage.
The cries that I had to hear. You know? My immediate concern was, oh my God, who do I call? But I couldn't call anybody because everything was closed at the time. So immediately pulling her out of school, immediately making sure that I go and assess the damage, trying to figure out if we're able to get her into the same competitions. Coming up, she literally just texted me probably less than 48 hours ago. All of the different competitions that she had lined up for this year. We were supposed to go to Great Britain. We were supposed to go to a lot of places. I don't know if we can still do that. I don't know if that's possible. Because I don't know if she has the, their brain isn't even fully developed. You know?
They're right.
Literally. So crazy. She had just sent me her pictures, her senior pictures, and she had also sent her schedule. Literally, this was yesterday at 10:22 p.m. At 10:22 p.m. Let me show you. See that? See the schedule? The tentative, see how it says tentative schedule? Leslie Daniels right here. She was sending me her tentative schedule for the calendar year. I don't know if she'll be able to do that. I've invested millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars into the well-being of my child. She's broken. She's broken.
See, now your daughter is broken.
Enemy spotted.
But Anton, see, are we hearing now the gangster Anton, the talk tough, the greasy, Anton? Are we listening to the pink shirt wearing ass nigga Anton? Which one we listen to right now? Huh? Like I told you before, you're out of your depth. You should have, stayed with the intellectual, the statistical, whatever you do. That'd have been cool. But and like I said again, there's enough blame to go around here. But at the end of the day, once you go down there with this guy or up here that's like Corey, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, but I'm saying there's a top people how Corey reacts to people that's like Corey. You have no idea. This is unpredictable. Like I said, you're in uncharted waters now. So now you got to assess the damage that's happened now because your brand's at stake, your family's at stake, your bread, your paper's at stake right now. So the beef, anything he's gonna say at some point, he's gonna say, Corey, you won. Hopefully y'all still hear and y'all can hear him say it.
So for me personally, I have to figure out what that looks like. And I'm willing to do anything to protect my child to make sure that they get the best care possible to ensure that hopefully she can recover from this. So that's all I have to say. I don't know what else y'all looking for. Any father understands. Any father understands what I'm saying. Any father that is in their child's life understands the impact. You know what your child feel like. You can sense it on them. You can feel it on them. You know what it feels like to take care of a sick child? You ever had a child that you had to sit with that had a fever and then you had to break the fever because none of the medicine was working? Some of us have been there. That's what it feels like. It's like trying to break a fever, but you don't know what long-term damage that can make. Our entire life.
Shout out to Carolyn Tom 301, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Carolyn Tom said Corey did go too far, and how do we hold him accountable? He's a comedian, so do people who find him wrong make sure not to support him? Then do that. Anton now realizes that he gonna have to go lower. Well, the problem is he can't go lower, right? Because again, now the thing that he holds dear is at stake. So he's gonna have to acquiesce at this point. He's gonna have to fold, right? You got to give it to Corey. Say, hey, man, I'm done. I'm out of here. It went farther than I intended to go. Now he's talking about my daughter and my wife. I'm sorry. Thank you, Carlisle. Thank you. This is it for Anton. Like I said, he's in the deep end of the pool now. So you got to come back to the shallow end. You went too far. And now Corey said what he said. Hey, now he's got to assess the damage of his daughter because now your daughter got joined in school. So she probably got to say, oh, man, now I got Corey Holcomb freaking, putting jokes on me. Now his wife is like, hey, Anton, now you got Corey out here, putting old videos of me out here and making me look like I don't like you or something, like our marriage is flawed or fractured. Now you got people out here saying that you got a side chick and everything, all like that. You know what I mean? Now, Anton has disorder and disarray in his household. So he gonna have to bow down. He got to bow out now. He can't go no further with this, or else the brand's gonna start to get damaged. You're a conservative guy, right? You think Fox News want a guy that's out here telling people on podcasts to duck sick? No.
Nope.
We've done everything to protect our child, ensured that she's never, ever, ever needed anything whatsoever. Pray for me and my family. Pray for me, my wife, and my family.
For all the Ninja watchers out there, I still got 43,000 people in the box, but my light's still looking dry, y'all, okay? Hit the like button, all right? Okay? If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the super chat, hit the Cash App. Let's get live. Let's get active in the live chat.
God bless. That's all I have to say about that. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. And at this point, I've been advised not to say anything else about it. So that's all I've been authorized to say. Had a couple emergency phone calls. The only thing that I can say at this point is that I can't say anything else about it. First, I need to go and make sure that my daughter is okay. And so it's a lot of tests. I'm not sure if she got to get pulled out of school for the rest of the year. This may affect her in that way. So I have to make sure that she's okay. She's no longer safe even going to school anymore. We got to protect our babies. We got to protect our babies. Under no circumstances will I ever allow for my daughter to go under. Unfortunately for the majority of the community, they don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the context. They don't have the resources to be able to invest in fixing. So a lot of times our community has to suffer with the psychological trauma and they have to grow up with that. I just so happen to be one of the people of the ilk that can make the adjustment to where I can hopefully try as best as I could to maybe get her at 70, 75, 80% at some point. She was on track to be an Olympian. And I'm surprised at the community as I'm reading this chat right now. I'm surprised at you guys. I'm surprised at you guys. So wait a minute. Are you guys telling me, some of you, because I see the overwhelming majority of you are logical, are you guys telling me that it is okay for people to go after underage children? Are y'all validating this? Wow. I'm amazed at the culture. I'm amazed at the culture. Are y'all telling me that it is okay to go after underage children in real life? Not speaking in general, not.
All right, Anton. All right, now. You was talking tough on the show out there now, man. Now you copping pleas and all that stuff. Now you are talking about, what is it okay to, talk bad about children, underage children? Is it okay that, to go after, your family? You wasn't saying all that when you was talking tough to Corey Holcomb. Again, is this the pink shirt wearing ass nigga on fucking Fox News? Or is this the greasy dude talking about, Fleece Johnson's harder than all the rest of y'all out here? Huh? I wonder. Back to it.
Speaking, okay, well, this is how I feel about the community and how it is that we raise our children. I'm talking about real life people. I'm heartbroken. I really am. I'm heartbroken. For all of our black women, that's out there that say that and had something to even say. I've seen y'all do a breakdown of Ryan Davis and what he said and all of this stuff. I've seen so many think pieces on Ryan Davis and how black children and all of this stuff are spoken about. And you guys really, now all of a sudden it's different? I'm heartbroken. I really am. In shambles, 100%. I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles.
Shambles.
I am 100% in shambles. It's nothing else for me to say. It's nothing else for me to say. I have to figure out how to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, you do.
I have to figure out how to pick. Corey, he won.
And there you are. Target down. Target down. Corey Holcomb, you won. You won. I don't know if this is just a man saying, you know what, that I'm bowing out of the beef because I don't want no more problems. So I get it. This is what's going on. Target down. Target down. This went too far. You're in the deep end of the pool now, man. Now, as Diddy would say, I'm scrambling and scraping for shit now. Now I'm trying to get back to the top. I need give me a life raft, a lifeguard, somebody with a rope or something. Come get me up out of here, man. Hey, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
And Craig, you win. You win. I give up. I have to figure out what collateral damage happened after that. You guys win. I got to figure out how to pick up the pieces. Family is in shambles. Daughter is in shambles. Literally having my wife take her over to get evaluated and figure it out because crying inside of the principal's office trying to figure out what to do. I'm in shambles. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithms.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Holcomb. I'm sorry, Anton Daniels. You won, Corey. You won. Yeah, that's it. That is it, y'all. He said he won. He's done with. He didn't. I'm bowing out, man. You know what? I'm sorry. You know, hey, my bad, dog. You know, you didn't put my family out there and all that now. Hey, what can I do now? Hey, like I said, I believe, in my opinion, both these guys had their own parts to play in the situation as far as disrespect, as far as like the slide comments or the direct comments. All right. But Anton now has to figure out how to repair the damage that's done to his family by this online beef. Okay. So for y'all down in the chat, y'all let me know, do y'all want to see the debate with Pearl and Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks? Because somebody in the chat earlier was saying that, Pearl won the debate. So, by the way, the poll right now is still 61 votes. Do you think Corey went too far? 54% said yes, and 46% said no. I will leave the poll up to y'all can continue voting on it. Of course, keep interacting in the chat. Do y'all want to see the Pearl debate? If not, we can just cut the feed, cut the stream right here. What y'all say down in the comments? What y'all say down in the box? All right, y'all let me know. All right, because where is it? Not that one. Because y'all say Pearl won the debate. I mean, I don't know about that. I've seen some clips. I want to react to it live and see how it was. But like I said, y'all let me know down in the box. See, what do y'all think in the live chat? Y'all want me to react to Pearl? Are we done for the day? Okay? Because I can keep going. All right? But I need some more support, by the way. Y'all still got my Cash App dry and the Cash App dry. But it's all good. What say y'all? Or we just keep going. And if y'all don't say nothing, then I'll just cut it early. But anyway, so Anna Kasparian, y'all know who Anna Kasparian is in, right? Anna Kasparian, I believe she is Turkish. She is one of the duo that is Cenk Uygur on the Young Turks. She's been on YouTube for a very long time. The Young Turks been on YouTube for like, I don't know, the better part of maybe 20 some years, maybe. They started out, a long time ago on YouTube, and now they're one of the more progressive platforms on YouTube. And of course, Anna Kasparian is, she's very outspoken. She believes in the women first thing, even though she's married or whatever. But I mean, she does good in debates. I've seen her on several platforms. Okay. And of course, we have just Pearly things, which I said before, I am getting tired of hearing Pearly. Right? It was cool when she first came on the scene to listen to some of her takes. Of course, she was biting everybody else that was in the RP. But in my opinion, the stuff that she says now is run dry. Okay, this whole statistic of the RP that we used to say like 4 or 5 years ago, the whole 70% of women file for divorce, blah, blah. That statistic does not work anymore.
Enemy spotted.
And what a lot of people have been saying about the RP is that it's not progressing to where it needs to be. Okay, no, they're not saying, okay, well, we need to wait a minute. Let me get to Pearly. They're not saying the new RP is like, okay, in the early conception of it, we tried to change women. We want to get them back on track. It didn't work. Okay, so now it's like, we're going to have to now just change how we think. As Mr. Palm would say, we have to change the laws in our mind. Okay, so that's what we got to do. It's no longer, put them back in the kitchen, get them pregnant, put them back in the living room and clean all that. They want to be monetized. They want to get the bag. They want to do OF. They want to get took on trips. They want to get flown out. So you know what? Fuck it. In that case, let's just, adjust our shot group. Okay, and that way we can benefit from all the effery going on in the relationship marketplace. All right. So with that being said, Pearl, which is, I guess, conservative, went against Anna Kasparian in this debate. And Anna Kasparian has a lot more experience. Pearl, I don't even think she got a girl. I don't think she even got a boyfriend. Okay. I also don't think, well, she might have had one boyfriend, I guess. No boyfriend, don't have any children, never been married. I don't think she's ever been in a long-term relationship longer than maybe 2 or 3 years. Anna Kasparian has been married. I don't know if she has any children, but she's been married for a long time. She's a experienced debater. She's been in media for several years. In my opinion, what Pearl is going to do is try to take all her cues from a note card because she doesn't have an experience. And a Kasparian has experience and statistics. So let's get into it and see at least the beginning part and see how this goes.
I'm first.
I thought so. Anna, take it away. We got 5 minutes.
In a May 2024 appearance on Tim Pool's Culture War podcast, my opponent, Pearl Davis, declared that women aren't really doing much. We're not having kids. We're not really contributing to the economy when you look at output. In fact, she uses this ridiculous assertion to argue that women should not have the right to vote. While it's true the birth rate has declined, and we'll revisit that in a bit, women account for 47% of the American workforce. The Council of Economic Advisors found that women have contributed a substantial portion of the US economic growth since 1970, which wouldn't have been made possible without the feminist movement. By 2017, women were responsible for nearly 40% of total gross domestic product, amounting to a whopping $7.6 trillion. Of course, that figure doesn't include the trillions of dollars in unpaid labor women do every year, tending to the household, raising children, and caring for ailing parents. And when it comes to certain sectors of our economy, women are a dominant and indispensable force. Like in the healthcare industry, where they make up nearly 80% of workers.
You know what? We'll save this for another time. Maybe I can do a short video on this because nobody in the chat says they really want to listen to this, which is fine. I mean, we're talking about Pearl here, so this might be a subject that nobody really wants to talk about or really wants to, cares to even debate about or get in live chat. So I'll tell y'all what, we'll leave this Anna Kasparian Pearl debate for another day, all right? What I will say is I appreciate everybody's participation in today's live stream. I've had more people in the box today than I ever had before, so the progress is going very well. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate everybody in the chat, whether you agreed or disagreed. Thank you for hitting the likes. And I think this has been a successful stream. So with that being said, thank you everyone that participated in this live stream. Thank you again for attending another live stream of the Working Man Podcast. And of course, I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. All right. Thank you for your viewership and your interactions and your time. And I will see you guys on the next stream or the next upload. Take care.